From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
Who have been killed after a suicide bomber attacked a mosque within a police... Is 150 have been. Rodriguez, outrage, prayers, and protest over the weekend after police in Memphis released body cam video of Tyree Nichols' brutal beating at the hands of 5 officers during a traffic stop. Memphis NAACP President Van Turner says the blame doesn't stop there.
If you are an officer or a first responder and you sat there and watched this young man die, and you did nothing to help resuscitate him, you did nothing to give him aid, then you are just as culpable as the people who beat him down and killed.
Reporter Chris Fox is in Memphis.
Congress is the latest to face blame for the death of Tyree Nichols at the hands of the Memphis police. The Tennessee NAACP says if it wasn't for the inaction of Congress, Nichols would still be alive. They want reforms in his name.
In northern Pakistan, police say at least 28 people were killed when a suicide bomber targeted a mosque in Peshawar. As many as 150 were wounded. The mosque is located inside a police compound in a high-security zone. Officials say most of the worshippers who died were police officers. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is headed to Jerusalem to discuss the worst Israeli-Palestinian violence in years. He spoke after meeting with Egypt's president in Cairo.
There is no question that this is a very difficult moment. We've seen the horrific terrorist attacks in recent days.
Blinken will meet with whose new government includes members opposed to Palestinian statehood. Kansas City and Philly fans are pumped. Their teams are Super Bowl bound. Eagles fans celebrating in the streets after Philadelphia pounded the 49ers 31-7 to win a ticket to Glendale a week from Sunday. The Chiefs beat the Bengals 23-20. KC coach Andy Reid, who used to lead the Eagles, is making a prediction.
I can't wait till Kansas City and Philly clash. It's gonna be awesome, man. What a great Super Bowl it'll be.
Worth it or not? To get an additional booster, CBS's Michael George takes a look.
A third COVID boost patients with pre-existing conditions by 90%. That's the result of a study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal. Researchers say people with multiple health conditions are much more likely to survive COVID if they have a third dose, compared to people who only have 2.
A 1960s TV original is gone.
It's the Wednesday!
Her agent confirms Lisa Loring, the actress who played Wednesday Addams in the first screen adaptation of The Addams Family, has died of a stroke after 3 days on life support. She was just 5 years old when she began the role in 1964. Lisa Loring was 63. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Nobody should have to insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Attention, per the current government mandate, are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
It's 21 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Denise Shannon. A Midland County man who was granted parole is still in prison and appealing a lower court decision to keep him there. According to an appeals court filing, Brian Charles Luckett was granted parole in March of 2021 by the parole board. Luckett to life in prison in 1990 objected. Luckett was sent to prison after he was convicted of assault with intent to commit murder. In October 1990, Luckett had an argument with his ex-wife outside his mother's house that ended with him pulling out a pocket knife, reaching into the car window, and slitting her throat. She survived. Luckett was denied parole several times before the 2021 decision because of threats he made against his ex-wife and her mother. His recent case before the Court of Appeals reverses the circuit court ruling and reinstates the parole board's decision. People race in their lives have picked up the habit after the excitement of getting a medal in the St. Patrick's Day races in Bay City. That's what organizers count on every year. Andy Brady of the Bay Area Runners Club says he got started on a whim and has seen the same thing happen for others.
More people do this race on a whim because friends convince them to, saying I'm not a runner. But the finish line is a powerful experience. And when they cross that finish line and they get their finisher medal, this big, heavy finisher medal, and they see the throngs of people and they're part of something big, it's addicting. It hooks them, and then they become runners.
Registration has been St. Patrick's Day races, which supports community nonprofits, including Good Samaritan Rescue Mission and school athletic programs. For more information, go to barcmi.com. WSGW News Time is 9:07.
Looking for something to kickstart your day? Come into Sbarro Pizza in Midland, where their famous breakfast pizza is sure to knock your socks off and get you fueled for your busy day. Their breakfast pizza is made with fresh ingredients every morning, so no frozen items here. Join them for their grand opening, February 16th, where you can sample the breakfast pizza as well as While there, make sure to enter for your chance to win a $100 Forward gift card. Conveniently located inside Country Corner Shell gas station on East Isabella Road in Midland.
Why do I like to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Endless opportunities.
Fun work environment.
Flexible schedules. Alpha Media Saginaw is expanding their marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We offer flexible schedules, full benefits, and paid holidays. If you have a passion for sales and love building relationships in the community, contact General Sales Manager Carrie Gustafson at 989-752-3456 or apply online at alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO.
DNR law enforcement is calling a Kalamazoo man a poacher who shows no respect. Conservation officers are using the arraignment of 55-year-old Scott Meisterhelm as a reminder to show hunting regulations. James Mason, conservation officer with the Michigan DNR Law Enforcement Division, says the investigation started with a call to their tip line.
We're always encouraging people who are out recreating, hunting, and enjoying Michigan's resources to report any crime or poaching incidences because there's so few of us statewide, conservation officers that for us to be in the right place at the right time to catch everybody doing everything wrong it's unrealistic.
Meisterhelm faces 10 charges, including hunting without a license and taking over the limit. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $2,500 for information leading to an arrest of a suspect or suspects in the 2018 Flint murder. Barry Swindle was killed in his home in the 2300 block of Broadway Boulevard on January 29, 2018. Police say he suffered blunt force trauma to his head. About the case, can call 1-800-422-JAIL. The Michigan House of Representatives is expected this week to consider legislation that would move the presidential primary elections to late February. The Senate approved the latest bill last week, despite objections from Republicans like Senator Ed McBroom.
They're just contributing to the loud, obnoxious, obscene efforts made by the media and the two parties to constantly talk about political and presidential politics in particular as if that was the thing that mattered, when there's actual business to problems to be addressed.
Democrats say the move will help Michigan voters be heard earlier. The state's current presidential primary is scheduled for the second Tuesday of March 2024, but the legislation would move the date to the fourth Tuesday in February. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10 a.m. I'm Denise Shannon.
Here's your WSGW weather. Snow today with a high near 22. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low around 1. Tomorrow, 17. A chance of snow tomorrow night, low around 9. Snow chances continue into Wednesday, high near 25. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, low around 17. Thursday, partly sunny, high near 30. Another chance of snow Thursday night, low around 4. Friday, partly sunny, high near 14. Saturday, high near 24. I'm meteorologist Michael Cotter with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now, it's 21 degrees.
Now, radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And indeed it is presented by Westside Decorating Center at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Stop in and see the newly expanded showroom at Westside Decorating Center and take advantage of all the things they have for home decorating at Westside Decorating Center. We are expecting a call from Jim Knight, one of those opposed to the expansion of Camp Grayling, but don't know when he's going to call this morning, so we don't have any way of calling. As soon as he calls in, we will chat with him. In the meantime, as we are always prepared to do, open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about. To start this week off, 989-752-6111. 989-752-6111. We'll put you in touch with us. Lots of things going on that are worthy of talking about. You've heard in the news, of course, the debate about the debt ceiling and the fact that the administration says no negotiations on the debt ceiling. Well, apparently that's not the case. House Speaker McCarthy will meet with President Biden Wednesday to discuss the debt ceiling and spending cuts. Doesn't mean they're going to come away with an agreement, but at least they're talking. How refreshing. Different. So we'll see what comes out of that meeting. Ford Motor Company is reinventing itself in a way, I guess. They're making some restructuring changes that will pivot from gas engines, internal combustion if you want to be fancy about it, to electric. And the company is going to divide itself into teams, gasoline and electric teams, to meet the challenges of the future with electric vehicles, which they are, seem to be ahead of the curve in some ways. Another story that we'll take a look at later, a surge of migrants taking buses northward has led Mayor Eric Adams in New York City says the city is close to a breaking point. Now, wait a minute, folks. Now, I'm from New York, and I know how New York handles things. New York is a city of 8 or 9 million right now, 12 plus million in the region or more. And they can't handle buses coming north. So the question I would have for them, if New York City can't handle this influx of migrants being sent north from the borders in the southern part of the country, how does he think the states of Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, California, how does he think they're handling the migrant crisis? It's beyond belief that the mayor of New York City says the city is close to a breaking point. It boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. If you buy anything at the store, you might want to pay attention to this. Europe is banning Russian diesel. How do you think that's going to affect the world diesel price? Europe is cutting its ties with Russia, its energy ties. They are banning the import of diesel fuel and other products. Now, what's the risk? Because diesel prices are already high since the beginning of the war, and they could rise again because that fuel, diesel fuel, is key to the global economy. Everything you buy at the store has been transported by truck one way or another, and most of those trucks are diesel. And who pays for that? You do. Because that price of transportation is included in the goods and services you buy. It's a global product. Europe will have to look for new sources for diesel because they need it too, like we do. They'll look to the U.S., India, Middle East. If they find ample supply in Europe, then it might not impact diesel prices all that much. But if it takes them a while to do it, you can expect the price of diesel will go up. And how about the price of gasoline? You know, it is interesting that the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, gives a lot of credit to the president when gas prices were low. But when asked about the recent increases, and you can see it at the pump, I saw $2.56 or $2.59 at the pump in Saginaw. Then all of a sudden, well, it's a global pressure. It's a global product. So the president gets credit when it goes down, doesn't take any blame when it goes up. If it's a global problem, then she ought to be forthright. Give the global community credit when it goes down and blame them when it goes up. Can't have it both ways. Let's talk to Chris in Tittabawassee Township this morning. Chris, good morning. You're on the Art Lewis Show. Chris, are you there? Is Chris there? Lost him. All right. Call back, Chris. We'll be happy to talk to you. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, I think if you're going to be fair about it, if you give him credit, then you also have to give him blame. Now, I also have to be honest. It is a global product. I will grant her that. And his actions have done very little, if anything, to sway that market. Releasing the strategic petroleum reserves, maybe gained us a penny or two, but that's it. Beyond that, we didn't gain much from that. Anyway, Chris is back with us now. Chris in Tittabawassee Township, good morning.
Hi, I don't know if I leaned on my phone wrong and hung up or not. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
But listen, how does Europe or European countries stopping their purchase of fuel bother us in the United States?
It's all supply and demand. And
right,
they're going to, because understand, they're going to increase the demand. We don't get much Russian oil, if any, but they're going to increase the demand on the world supplies that we do get. So supply and demand dictates that if the demand goes up, so do the prices.
Okay, but is that going to bother domestic production? I mean, we're already screwed because of the current administration's policies have done to us. But
it's only going to affect. It's only going to affect. If we have fuel to export, we will, and we always have. I mean, we've always done it. Even when we're, it never makes sense to me. Even when we're bringing fuel in from other countries, we're exporting. So. Right. But it's a supply and demand. It's a global product, and it fluctuates. Right now, diesel it's been ridiculous for the last couple of years, and you're paying for it. And everything you buy in the store, all of those transportation costs are included.
Well, I'll agree with you there. I'm just still confused on like I say, how somebody else do something that's going to bother our local production. So,
well, it's not our local production. It's the demand on our production and the world supply elsewhere. It's the demand on the same sources we get our fuel from. So now we are competing more for world fuel because European Union, which was getting a fair amount of their diesel supply from Russia, won't get any anymore, so they have to go elsewhere, and they're going to go to the same places we go.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. It's not guaranteed, but it certainly is a potential.
Okay.
Okay, Chris. Thanks for calling. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. That opens the lines for you. Give us a call, 989-752-6111.
Superior Insurance Group, Next Door Trader, and MDL Companies bring to you the second annual Rat Pack Gala. We invite you Saturday, February 18th to get your tux and petticoats out for the classiest event of the year. Step back in time with the Summit Tribute Group, Deke's Paradise Casino Orchestra, and the Rat Pack. Enjoy an evening out with dinner, casino, and a show. This formal fundraiser will be one to remember. Entire ticket proceeds to benefit Leaders for America that focus on strengthening the leadership culture across the nation. Leaders for America will be investing in the young people in Bay County, creating a culture of personal and community growth. Dance the night away with Marilyn Monroe to the sounds of Sinatra, Martin, and Davis. Cash bar, casino, and dinner from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m., followed by the big show from 8 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Join us Saturday, February 18th for good food, great entertainment, and most important, a good cause. Visit the Rat Live for your tickets today.
Hi. The law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's Cordell Cordell.
Is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
SoFi Technologies, the digital financial company, is reporting record financial results for last year and continued strength in its members and products. Optimistic about this year. However, healthcare tech company Royal Philips, which sells MRI scanners, ultrasound machines, and other medical equipment, is cutting another 6,000 jobs over the next 2 years. That's on top of 4,000 already announced cuts. Both Philips and GE Healthcare are dealing with higher costs. GE Healthcare reported earnings today for the first time as a standalone company. Despite bringing in more money, its profit declined. And truck stop chain Travel Centers of America has announced it's adding 1,000 electric vehicle fast charger stations. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford % of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
On Saturday, February 11th, the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan presents Feathers and Fedoras. It's a Roaring 20s gala to benefit independent living programs for people with disabilities. Grab your silk top hat, your best flapper dress, and prepare to foxtrot the night away with dance music by Stone Street Revival. Find Lady Luck at the casino. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Feathers and Fedoras, Saturday, February 11th at the Doubletree in Bay City. For information and tickets, click on the Feathers and Fedoras box you'll find online at WSGW.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, did you hear Joe Biden forgot to pay his exorcist, so he got repossessed?
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. And let us talk to Carl in Saginaw. Carl, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
I didn't hear the little beep. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So, are you ready for the cold weather that's coming?
Yeah, sure. We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming because winter, we don't escape it. Sometimes it comes in February.
Yes, and it's coming. I got some electric socks for Christmas, and I haven't tried them out yet.
You'll love
but
it.
I think I'm going to. I'm going to try them tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, good idea.
You're talking about the diesel situation in Europe. I think I agree with your last caller. It seems to me that the total demand worldwide for diesel isn't changing. And if one of the players says they're not going to take Russia, India will buy it, China will buy it.
Well, they're going to buy Russian fuel. But that puts Europe in competition with us for the same supplies that we get.
Yeah, but the total demand hasn't changed.
Yeah,
and the supply hasn't changed.
Yeah, but it's a global product, and Russia is not part of that union as OPEC is. The demand on OPEC will drive what happens to us.
Well, I don't know. It just seems, I think something to keep in mind are, as far as high gas prices, I just heard weekend that Chevron Oil Company reported its highest profit
I saw that. 35 billion or something. Yeah.
Yes. So if you want to talk about high gas prices, we don't have to look very far to see why gas prices are so high.
It's some of it, no doubt. Some of it.
Yeah, well, I think so. And one of the things, last week you were talking about purchasing guns and how the HIPAA laws, prevent the authorities from checking on, following up on things. It seems to me a simple solution to that would be is when you buy a gun, you check a little box on the form that says that you release your HIPAA information.
No, I would fully agree with you. Right now, the only box on the form says, have you had mental, I'm paraphrasing, it's a question about your mental health. And you either check yes or no, that you've had it or not had it. And that's it. So I agree with you. I think that would be, it's an honor system. And there's a paragraph on the form that says if you lie, you're subject to prosecution. But, whoopee-doo. I would agree if somebody waives, in the process of purchasing a handgun, you waive your HIPAA rights with a checkbox or a signature. I would not object to that. I would not object to that. I would call that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I call that sensible gun control that doesn't impact an individual's rights to own a gun. Now, having said that, if you do that, what's the criteria for denial? At what point does your mental health deny you the right to buy? Because we all suffer from mental health problems from time to time, one way or another. So where do you draw the line? That's the next question.
Well, I think, you could have some sort of judicial process where, somebody could appeal. If their guns were taken away, they could appeal the process. They could go to a judge. They could state their case.
Yeah, all right. As long as there's a way to do that, that would be my concern.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Again, a common sense, it seems to me, kind of thing.
Yep. Listen, there are solutions, but I don't see them coming to the forefront. So we'll have to see what happens.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath.
No, I wouldn't either. All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. That was Carl in Saginaw, and this is Joe in Saginaw. Joe, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. In the first place, I think the president, whoever he is, makes a good scapegoat, and I don't think he has that much control over
That's
gas prices.
True of a lot of things.
When they go up or down. But at any rate, my question is, do you prefer to live in a society based on supply and demand and open sales and so forth, or would you rather have an oligarch that could decide who gets the diesel, who gets the gas, and at what price? Or?
Obviously, I like supply and demand. It's worked for us for 200 and some odd years. Listen, I'm a capitalist at heart, and I believe in it. And supply and demand is part of it.
Exactly. And the thing is, I think that, probably paying a little more for your gas or diesel or whatever, better than having a governmental program that controls the prices.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you.
And I think, by the same token, I think there are some laws that we should be paying attention to. Like, I think that so many companies are merging, and I think we should be paying more to the whole idea of monopolies.
Well, anytime there's big mergers, they have to go before the government.
Yeah, I know.
Get approved. Mergers are also part of business. When they reach the point of monopoly, where they control, 70-80% of the marketplace, then I agree with you. That has to be looked at closely. That's what Ticketmaster is going through right now.
Yeah.
And so I do agree there, but mergers by and of themselves are not bad things. Sometimes they're very good things. Sometimes they save companies and jobs.
I'm not saying that mergers are a bad thing, but I think that like any other rule, there are certain powerful companies that push the edge.
Well, that's always the case.
It's always
and it always has been. And there are people that push the edge. I mean, all you have to do is drive on the highways and know that the speed limit is 70. Everybody's doing 80. So what does that tell you?
That they buried a couple of people in the last few days that were going 115.
Yep. You got it. And you talk to any state trooper who patrols the highways, for that matter, any police officer, they would rather get that one guy off the road or gal doing 105 miles an hour or 115 miles an hour than they would get a whole bunch of people doing 75, 76 miles an hour, because that one at 100 and something is far more dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think that the state police tackle people much below 80 miles an hour.
It's an unwritten tolerance in a lot of police departments.
Right.
10 over is pretty much the rule of thumb. However, don't try that in Ohio, because in Ohio it's 5 over. So, know where you're driving. All right.
Yeah,
good enough. And by the way, I'm not encouraging people to drive over the speed limit. Just so we all know.
Right.
All right, Joe. Have a good one. Take care now.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye now. Speaking of automobiles, let me tell you about the family that I have known for better than 40 some odd years and have bought many vehicles from, and that's the McDonald family, and particularly McDonald Ford in Freeland. They are a Ford dealer, M47 in Freeland, but they are so much more than a Ford dealer, because their pre-owned lot, for example, right now I'm driving one of the vehicles from their pre-owned lot. It's a 2019 Z71 Silverado Trail Boss. It's one of those off-road types. And it's just one of the many, many vehicles they have. You'll find Chevys and Jeeps, Lincolns, Cadillacs. There was a Mercedes-Benz on the lot the other day. I mean, they have a rotating lot of pre-owned vehicles that makes them a lot more than just a Ford dealer. And all of those vehicles go through a 100-point inspection. And if you buy one and you have a problem with it, there's no problem. You just drive into the service bay and they'll take care of you, because they have an extensive service department. They also have drive, collision, and quick lane center for your oil changes, for your body work. If there's an accident, they can do it all at McDonald Ford. But most of all, it's how they treat you, because the McDonald family, their life's work is devoted to helping and serving you. Find out why they're my dealer of choice. Stop in at the McDonald Ford dealership, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. As I said, devoted to helping and serving you. We'll be back with more after these notes.
Hey! Hey, guys! Hey! Come check out our store! Ooh, watch this fancy footwork! Woo! Hey, come check out our store! It's really cool!
Hey, let's just say there's a better way to get noticed. Brothers Designs is your one-stop destination for all of your graphic design needs. Business logos, signage, vehicle wraps, posters, business cards, uniforms and apparel, and more. If you want to turn heads and increase business, let's talk. Online at brothersdesignsmi.com. Brothers Designs, get noticed.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard 898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text Safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Did you know you could be driving in a pile of cash, like right now? Bumper makes it easy to know what your car is worth. The used car market is hot right now. Bumper.com could be your opportunity to make some bank. Bumper.com lets you know what your car is worth based on your car's specific details. So whether you're selling or just want to know, Bumper makes it easy. Know what your car is worth. Just go to Bumper.com.
For buying and beyond, Bumper.com.
Bumper reports are based upon data available. Bumper may not have the complete historical records of every vehicle.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent, but that's
the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere.
University studies have shown that using is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Your WSGW morning team.
The WSW Online polled about fireworks in Michigan. There is a proposal in the Michigan Senate to allow communities to tighten fireworks laws. Independence Day fireworks, specifically, could be reduced from June 29th through July 4th to just July 3rd and 4th. And on Memorial Day, there could be end times, reducing fireworks allowed until 11:45 to just 11 o'clock. And the proposal would double fines for violators.
Fireworks go all the way from Memorial Day through
Labor Day,
the week after Labor Day.
So the poll question we offer to you is this: would you support allowing communities to reduce some of the current fireworks regulations? It's a yes. It's a no. It's an I'm not sure.
I think I know how Denise is going to vote on this one.
Especially with our neighbors. Oh my gosh.
You head online to WSW.com, you scroll down the homepage and find the online poll box and make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you, Walt. We're going to have to skip you a call next hour because, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, we're going to be talking about the proposed Camp Grayling expansion with someone who is very much opposed to it. And he is with us via video this morning. And we say good morning to Jim Knight. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well. Thank you. Hang on a second here because I got to plug something in so everybody can hear you.
Okay.
I'll plug it in if I can find it. There it is. Hang on a second here. All right. Now, are you there?
I am.
Ah, good. I'm glad to hear it. So let's talk first of all, kind of an overview of how long this Camp Grayling expansion has been proposed and how long it's been discussed and in the works.
I found out about this in June, but in reality, what's happened here is that Camp Grayling approached the Department of Natural Resources a year ago So it was in the plans as far back as January of last year. And apparently they had some meetings within themselves, unbeknownst to many people. But anyway, it came to light at the end of May. There was a group that met from the river groups, the fishermen, and they met her on May 31st. But I found out about it I get DNR emails, and I found out about it on June the 8th through a DNR email. And being an elected official, I found out that no one in Kalkaska County, an elected official, knew anything about this, and they were just very upset that they weren't included in any type of a plan that was going to highly affect our way of life here.
All right, let's talk about that for a little bit. Tell me some of the objections to this expansion, what it would do to life in that area.
Well, right now, I'm in Bear Lake Township right now, and I'm the trustee on the township board. And right now, Camp Grayling has control of 17 square miles in my township. And we all get along with the National Guard here. There's been a few things that have happened through the years. But recently with they had a northern strike go on in August of this year, and there was a much more military presence that was imposed on a lot of the people up here. And this is in light of this proposal that really broke loose in June of this past year. And what this is going to do is just, we feel that that this is going to change things here because of what Colonel Myers has said is going to take place. And that would be bivouacking, cyber warfare, flying drones, and basically, being like a camp out, like a Boy Scout outing. But they would do electronic warfare. And that's one of our concerns, along with many. The electronic warfare they're talking about is a very effective weapon. And I hope your listeners can Google that and get more information on that. And we have. And we feel that the electromagnetic warfare that they're going to try to do on some of this public land is going to affect the environment and also affect our health. And this is just a fragile ecosystem we have here. This proposal is there are 3 watersheds and the tributaries that feed off that from the Manistee, the Osable, and the Muskegon River system. This proposal of 162,000 acres is just incredible. This is the largest ask of any group ever in the state of Michigan to try to take control over.
How big is it now? If they want 100,
right now,
what is it now?
Yeah, they want 162,000 acres, which would be another 253 square miles. Right now, there is 147,000 acres or 230 square miles that the National Guard now has under control, under lease, or they've acquired through other means.
Right. All right, hang on, Jim. I got to take a break, and we'll come back. We're talking to Jim Knight about the proposed expansion at Camp Grayling, and more ahead here on the Art Lewis Show.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck to local finance. This is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get half off of a CPL class. It's normally $150, but you're getting this deal for just $70. CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. And you must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relugolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact, Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovyx may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. You feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovyx can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovyx treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovyx may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovyx. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Oh, here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online. Is the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with AutoPay and Exxon Credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and includes 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engine. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself. Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9. WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
All right, we're back with you talking to Jim Knight, trustee in his township up by Camp Grayling and opposed to the expansion of Camp Grayling. And I noticed, Jim, on a map that was dated as of the 27th of this month, that there virtually is no support from any of the counties, townships, road commissions, virtually none up there, is there?
That is true, Art. And like I say, there's 34 government entities that you're talking about within that. And the span of this goes from Lewiston to Kalkaska to Otsego County up in Gaylord and all the way down to Houghton Lake. I'm sure, and we're in the process also of trying to get more townships and counties on board on this. Thank God that we have you to get the word out on this, because there's several people downstate that have no idea about this. They're still in the dark. And if they found out what is going to happen here, I believe they would be alarmed. So thank you for that.
Let me ask, everybody's unified in opposition. Is there a threat of eminent domain? Could they just come in and say we're doing it anyway?
Right now, we're not even thinking that. We're hoping that the director of the Department of Natural Resources rejects this proposal. We haven't even discussed that in any of the groups. No, that hasn't been discussed. We feel that the state of Michigan has given up more public land to the military than any state in the country. By far, Camp Grayling is the largest military facility in the country. and now they want to over double the size of Camp Grayling. So we're hoping that some common sense can see that they have enough already. They do not need more. They haven't fully explained why they need the more, just the fact that they need distance. And if they need distance, they haven't stated just exactly what we're looking at. It's just that we believe this is just a want, a personal want from some state employees, Colonel Myers and General Rogers. We just feel that they're trying to get this, and this is going to make them look really, really good. And I got to say this too, Art. I believe there's military installations across the country that are watching this to try to include public land that surround their camps across the country. So we think that this is kind of a test case.
Yeah, Jim, let's be clear about that too. They're after public lands, not land that's currently occupied, private lands, right?
Correct. This is all public land. They're going to take a look at the maps and see what was purchased through Pittman Robertson Acts and different legalities that they have that they can't lease out that ground. Correct.
Is there a time frame?
We originally heard, and going back to June, there was a 30-day window, which was very alarming. It was June 8th, it was July 8th for the public input. And because of the pushback that started here, they decided that the public input would be indefinite. We're told that this is going to be a number of steps that are involved. Right now, we're in step 2 or 3 of this. We just want to thank Director Eichinger, who was the DNR director at the time, that he saw that the possibility of what this meant to so many up here and to probably him, that this needed to be slowed down. So he put it in a process, and we thank him for that. And we're just hoping that with the natural resources background that Miss Lott has, that she can see that this is not going to be any good by a stretch for the natural resources, and of course the people that are up here and anybody that comes up here to recreate.
Just the minute I have left here, Jim, any discussions with state representatives and senators about maybe legislatively preempting?
There has been some discussion. Michelle Hatanga, who's very supportive of the opposition, as is Ken Borton. Also, the other officials haven't stepped forward and officially came out and say they're walking a tightrope here because they don't want to come off as anti-military. Yeah. And I got to state that here, that none of us are anti-military. In fact, there are several people, and you'd had Jason Teddy on here a couple of months ago. This is not anti-military. We don't want to see our public land go into the hands of the military and be misused.
I'm going to have to interrupt for the clock here, Jim, but let's plan on touching bases again down the road, not too distant future.
Okay. I appreciate that, Art. Thank you so much.
Jim, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Jim Knight, and one of those opposed to the expansion of Camp Grayling. We'll be back to close out the hour after these notes.
Superior Insurance Group, Next Door Trader, and the second annual
Good for this hour of the Art Lewis Show, but we will be back with open phones next hour. So stick around after the news. We'll be back to talk to you then. Stick around.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Outrage, prayers, and protest over the weekend after police in Memphis Tyree Nichols' brutal beating at the hands of 5 officers during a traffic stop. Memphis NAACP President Van Turner says the blame doesn't stop there.
If you are an officer or a first responder and you sat there and watched this young man die, and you did nothing to help resuscitate him, you did nothing to give him aid, then you are just as culpable as the people who beat him down and killed him.
Reporter Chris Fox is in Memphis.
Congress is the latest to face blame for the death of Tyree Nichols at the hands of the Memphis police. The Tennessee NAACP says if it wasn't for the inaction of Congress, Nichols would still be alive. They want Congress to pass police reforms in his name.
Police say at least 28 people were killed when a suicide bomber targeted a mosque in Peshawar. As many as 150 were wounded. The mosque is located inside a police compound in a high-security zone. Officials say most of the worshippers who died were police officers. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is headed to Jerusalem to discuss the worst Israeli-Palestinian violence in years. He spoke after meeting with Egypt's president in Cairo.
There is no question that this is a very difficult moment. We've seen the horrific terrorist attacks in recent days.
Blinken will meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose new government opposed to Palestinian statehood. Kansas City and Philly fans are pumped. Their teams are Super Bowl bound. Eagles fans celebrating in the streets after Philadelphia pounded the 49ers 31-7 to win a ticket to Glendale a week from Sunday. The Chiefs beat the Bengals 23-20. KC coach Andy Reid, who used to lead the Eagles, is making a prediction.
I can't wait till Kansas City and Philly clash. It's going to be awesome. What a great Super Bowl it'll be.
Worth it or not? To get an additional booster, CBS's Michael George takes a look.
A third COVID booster reduces deaths among patients with pre-existing. That's the result of a study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal. Researchers say people with multiple health conditions are much more likely to survive COVID if they have a third dose, compared to people who only have 2.
A 1960s TV original is gone.
It's Wednesday!
Her agent confirms Lisa Loring, the actress who played Wednesday Addams in the first screen adaptation of The Addams Family, has died of a stroke after 3 days on life support. She was just 5 years old when she began the role in 1964. Lisa Loring was 64. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Your car and home insurance.
Looking for something to kickstart your day? Come into Sbarro Pizza in Midland, where their famous breakfast pizza is sure to knock your socks off and get you fueled for your busy day. Their breakfast pizza is made with fresh ingredients every morning, so no frozen items here. Join them for their grand opening, February 16th, where you can sample the breakfast pizza as well as other signature menu items. While there, make sure to enter for your chance to win a $100 Forward gift card. Conveniently located inside Country Corner Shell Gas Station on East Isabella Road in Midland.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I hide gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text Safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
It's 20 degrees at 10:05. I'm Denise Shannon. Saginaw police arrested 2 people on Saturday after the K-9 team located drugs in a stolen car during a traffic stop. According to police, Officer Hope and K-9 Segan were dispatched to a stolen vehicle report when they located the vehicle and stopped the driver. K-9 Segan indicated the odor in the vehicle. A search turned up multiple bags of heroin, crack cocaine, powder cocaine, and methamphetamine, as well as drug paraphernalia. The driver and passenger were arrested and lodged in Saginaw County Jail. Police were called to the Saginaw County GOP convention last Thursday after the chair reported feeling threatened by other members of the party. WJRT-TV reports the chair of the convention, Josiah Jaster, a member of the America First wing of the county's Republican Party, told police he felt intimidated and threatened both before and during the convention, even by members. Thomas Township Police were called in to keep the peace. There were no reports of any arrests. Registration has started for the annual event in Bay City that brings not only thousands of people into the community, but benefits local nonprofits as well. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Raft of Races hosted by the Bay Area Runners Club, and Andy Brady says he's hoping to see it continue to grow. He says all of the money raised is put back into the community.
You know, and the sponsors love that. They love knowing that Joe just gives a ton to this event with the full knowledge that it's all going to local nonprofits, charities, and, you know, it's a great thing. It's pretty awesome what's happening here.
BARC has donated over $240,000 to nonprofits and athletic programs over the last 50 years. This year's event will benefit Good Samaritan Rescue Mission of Bay City. Registration information is available at barcmi.com. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hey! Hey, guys! Hey! Come check out our store! Ooh, watch this fancy footwork! Woo! Hey! Come check out our store! It's really cool!
Hey, let's just say there's a better... Brothers Designs is your one-stop destination for all of your graphic design needs. Business logos, signage, vehicle wraps, posters, business cards, uniforms and apparel, and more. If you want to turn heads and increase business, let's talk. Online at brothersdesignsmi.com. Brothers Designs. Get noticed.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Alcohol or drugs don't appear to be factors in a fatal three-way crash on Saturday in Genesee County's Thetford Township. Police say an 81-year-old Clio man was heading east on Vienna Road in a 2020 Ford Escape when he struck a 2004 Chevy Classic driven by a 64-year-old Flint woman going north on Bray Road. Police say the woman failed to yield at the intersection. The Clio man's car overturned in oncoming traffic and was struck by a westbound Chevy Silverado driven by a 57-year-old Millington man. The pickup driver was unhurt, but the Clio man was killed at the scene. The Flint woman was taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. Police continue to investigate that crash. And Oakland County Sheriff's deputies, who authorities say had been in contact with a Pontiac mother and her 2 sons who were found dead in a field, has resigned. Sheriff's officials say the deputy resigned on January 22nd. According to Sheriff Michael Bouchard, the deputy's performance is being investigated. Bouchard says the deputy did not properly search an area of Franklin and Rapid where a caller reported seeing Monica Kennedy and her 3 children before Kennedy and her 2 sons were found dead 2 days later. Kennedy's 10-year-old daughter survived spending a night in a vacant field in below freezing temperatures. She remains hospitalized. Michigan study finds public employee wages in Michigan have been rising, but they still may not be high enough. Greg Bowman has details.
Most local governments rely on a lot more than just elected officials. 92% of jurisdictions report having some type of paid employees to keep things running. And while the latest Michigan Public Policy Survey from the U of M Center for Local, State, and Urban Policy reports, most local governments have been steadily increasing pay in recent years. Many say wages are still too low. 75% of local governments reported increasing pay rates since the aftermath of the Great Recession over the past decade, by far the highest since the survey started tracking the numbers. But a third say pay is still too low, and 68% plan further increases in wages and salaries over the current fiscal year. I'm Greg Bowman for the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 7:50. It's 10:10. I'm Denise Shannon.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A few spotty snow showers here early today, otherwise cloudy sky conditions with temperatures holding rather steady. Winds out of the west around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies with a low around 1 above. Tuesday, partial sunshine develops, high of 17 degrees. Then by Wednesday, partly sunny skies, a high around 26. Thursday, partial sunshine develops, high of 30 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly cloudy, a high around 13. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 21.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Indeed, we are Westside Decorating Center at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. See their newly expanded showroom and check out all of the products they have for all of your home decorating needs. Westside Decorating. All right, this is an open phone hour. Whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111. We were unable to take Walt from Hemlock last hour because of Jim Knight's appearance to talk about Camp Grayling, but Walt is back with us now, so we'll say good morning to Walt in Hemlock. Walt, how are you?
Good morning, Arthur. I got a question to ask. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
All right, my wife and I are on Social Security. It's retirement Social Security.
Right.
No disability. All right, but this crap going into Washington about the debt ceiling, could this affect our Social Security checks?
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. The answer is yes, but, and here's the but, Walter, none of them are going to let that happen. Neither party will allow that to happen. And the main reason is we vote. We're a big voting bloc. Theoretically, just theoretically, if the government defaulted on its debt, it would have trouble paying its debt. It would have to divert funds, which probably would come from the 3 biggest budget busters, which is, Social Security, the Defense Department, and these kinds of things will take a hit. But the fact is, it's not going to happen. It never has happened. We've closed the government down before, but nobody failed to get their checks. So I wouldn't lose sleep over it.
Okay, Arthur. That's all I need to know. Have a good one.
All right, Walt. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. It is entirely possible, not probable, but slightly, say slightly possible, that if the government defaulted and continued in default, that they would have to impact Social Security recipients getting checks. The reality is none of those people in Washington, I don't care which party it is, want to do that because of the ramifications at the voting poll. Richard is in Chesaning. Richard, good morning. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your guest you had this morning, I believe his first name was Ross, didn't mention the fact that there's PFAS problem at the Air Force base and the military base there in Grayling too, that they have not addressed, even though they.
Don't know about Grayling. I know about Wordsmith. I didn't know there was a PFAS problem at Grayling. Could be, I guess, but I don't know.
Yes, there is, and they have not addressed that at all. Yet they're looking to take more property away from us. I don't understand. Don't we have to address one problem before we get involved into a second one? I would think.
You and I might have to, but it doesn't seem they do.
I guess that's the way our government works, isn't it?
Do what they want. That's why I asked them, and it was a serious question, and I don't think they know the answer yet. If the state of Michigan, the DNR in the state of Michigan, said to the National Guard, nope, we're not going to give you any more land, could they invoke eminent domain and just take it? I don't know the answer to that. I'm not a lawyer. It's just a question. It's not an answer. And I'm going to try and find that answer out because, I think that it certainly has to come into play when they sit down at the table and talk about these things.
Well, I would say Mike Avery has been involved in that a little bit. He may have been in the scenario that you're talking about, and he might be someone that you might be able to talk to.
Yeah, I'll ask him. All right. Talk to him all the time. So I will ask him.
All right.
Great. Thanks.
Have a nice day.
You too, Richard. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. Yeah, I'd always, we do have in this country something called the right of eminent domain for the betterment of society. Government, for whatever reason, can take property. I think it's been misused from time to time. They take property and call it eminent domain, and they sell it to a developer who puts in a mall, for example. Well, I'm sorry. I don't think that's the proper use of eminent domain. But it happens. Other times, eminent domain, maybe to put a road in or to do something that is beneficial to society. Well, maybe you can convince me that there is a good reason for it, but it's out there. And if in this process the military feels that they absolutely have to have this land for whatever reason, for the betterment and security of the nation, well, I wonder if they could invoke eminent domain. Something to think about anyway. I mean, if they're not prepared for it and then it happens, it's too late. So I think you best be prepared for it and prepare your opposition to it and be prepared to fight for your cause than to get caught by surprise when you wake up one morning and find out, oops, that land is gone. And again, I'm looking at it as an outsider. I live here in Saginaw, Michigan. Grayling is a beautiful area, but I don't live up there, and I don't live in those counties. It's up to those folks who do, who would be impacted by this, to express themselves. And at least the former DNR leader recognized that and indefinitely allowed for spokesmen to present their positions and then sit down and talk about it. So there's no deadline as to when it happens. I was in reading some of these things. I am amazed that I think it's something like, I think I read 7,000 aircraft flying out of, I think they fly out of Selfridge, if I'm not mistaken, have conducted 60,000 days of training over Michigan. And if you're up north every now and then, it doesn't happen too much around here. You don't see it around here because this is not the controlled airspace that they need. They control certain amounts of airspace up north. Low-flying jets, high-speed maneuvers, commonplace in some areas up there. But again, that's because they also control, they own, literally own, 17,000 square miles of airspace or something like that. It's a bunch. Anyway, lines open for you, whatever you'd like to chat about, that or anything else. 989-752-6111, and we will be back.
Superior Insurance Group, Next Door Trader, and MDL Companies bring to you the second annual Rat Pack Gala. We invite you Saturday, February 18th to get your tux and petticoats out for the classiest event of the year. Step back in time with the Summit Tribute Group, Deeks Paradise Casino, a 17-piece orchestra, and the Rat Pack. Enjoy an evening out with dinner, casino, and a show. This formal fundraiser will be one to remember. Entire ticket proceeds to benefit Leaders for America that focus on strengthening the leadership culture across the nation. Leaders for America will be investing in the young people in Bay County, creating a culture of personal and community growth. Dance the night away with Marilyn Monroe to the sounds of Sinatra, Martin, and Davis. Cash bar, casino, 8 p.m., followed by the big show from 8 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Join us Saturday, February 18th for good food, great entertainment, and most important, a good cause. Visit theratpackgala.live for your tickets today.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper. No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
It sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 98 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened lower. Ford shares opened down 2%. Ford is lowering the price of its Mustang Mach-E electric SUV because it's ramping up production and it's being competitive with Tesla. Tesla shares opened higher. Analysts at Berenberg are more upbeat about Tesla, recommending investors buy the stock because the stock price has sufficiently returned to earth. Amazon shares lost ground at the open. Starting February 28th, the company will charge Prime members to deliver Amazon fresh groceries if members spend less than $150 per order. And healthcare tech, which sells MRI scanners and other medical equipment, is cutting another 6,000 jobs over the next 2 years. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage is powered allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tom Hanks was a guest. The iconic actor, filmmaker, and much more, Tom Hanks. During part of the interview, it came out that Tom Hanks apparently is responsible for something that's trending in some ways of a drink that is given to Tom Hanks inventing. Says it happened over the holidays. Tom Hanks says, "I'm not a big drinker, so I usually have a Diet Coke." He says, "But I had an occasion, and it was champagne." And I said, "Well, give me a shot of that champagne for crying out." And put that shot of champagne into his Diet Coke. He says it was delicious, and the name, he says, Diet Cocaine.
Oh my gosh.
So, champagne. Diet
Champagne, Diet Coke. I already know what my reaction would be.
And Tom Hanks would never lead us astray, right? He's one of our bosom buddies. No. Very nice.
Nice.
Very nicely played. 2/3 Diet Coke and 1 shot of champagne. And there you go.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, the Morning Team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, did you hear Joe Biden forgot to pay his exorcist, so he got repossessed?
Markley, Van Camp, and Robin. On 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, and lines are open for you right now. I don't know if you're a football fan. Doesn't matter because you'll be inundated with football news over the next 2 weeks. It's called the hype of the Super Bowl. So we might as well begin now. Why wait? Yesterday it was the Eagles and the Chiefs advancing to the Super Bowl. Chiefs have been there before. The Eagles, it's been a while. But these two teams were the best of the best. They come out on top. And for the Chiefs, having lost 3 times to the Bengals, Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback of the Chiefs, was seeking revenge. Finally got it yesterday on a field goal at the very last couple of seconds of the game. And it was Harrison Butker who made the 45-yard field goal with 3 seconds left. Lots of storylines here. First of all, Andy Reid, who is the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, led the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl 39. And that goes back a ways. Yep, he was with Philadelphia. On top of that, brother against brother. This one is an interesting one. Travis Kelce and Philadelphia center Jason Kelce are brothers. So here's a brother-to-brother story that you will be, I'm sure, hearing a lot about. This is the Chiefs' 5th state trip to the AFC title game and their 3rd Super Bowl appearance in 6 years. The Eagles defeated they clobbered them 31-7, the San Francisco 49ers. Philadelphia is now back in the Super Bowl 5 years after they beat the New England Patriots 41-33 on February 4th, 2018. Of course, it's a whole new bunch now. And time will tell. So who do you think will win the Super Bowl? The Chiefs or the Eagles? I am totally, completely torn. And here's why. Kansas City is my favorite team. Half of my family, my mother's side of the family, is from Kansas City, Missouri. And I like Patrick Mahomes. I just think he's phenomenal. My late wife's family are all from Reading, Pennsylvania, and all Eagles fans. So you can see why I might be torn. Inwardly, I've always liked Kansas City. I love Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback. But from a family standpoint, the Eagles are tearing at me. And I must admit, the Eagles were the other team that I liked. So I'm faced with my two favorite teams facing off against each other. Woe is me, right? Anyway, let's go back to our phones. Hound Dog up there in Ogama County. Hound Dog, good morning.
Well, good, sir. Good morning. And I got to do this first off. I'm going to keep it brief, but you and yours got my condolences.
Thank you.
And I think that's the right word.
That's the right word.
And the first time today I had to use the Club Cadet snow thrower.
I had mine out the other day. I had my tractor out with my snow thrower on the front end of it, and I did my property. I had to. Yes, sir.
I don't know what I got to watch what I say on the radio, but you're a heck of a talk show host.
I appreciate it, Hound Dog.
I listen to you more than you know, and
well, I'm glad to have you in the audience.
I'm wearing out. I know I'm ruining the show, but I had another point, but damn if I can remember. But
well, another day it'll come to you.
No, probably not.
All right.
Kill too many. Yeah, but no. Okay, one other thing. How's Monkey?
Oh, Monkey's fine. He's my focus now. He's a little life to take care of. So he's good. He's doing what he does best right now, sleeping. he's very good at it.
My dog got no.
So yeah, Monkey is the Shih Tzu who's been a part of our life for 9 years now, and they live a long time. So he's going to need my attention.
Yeah, take care of Monkey, man.
I will. Have no fear.
And
all right, Hound Dog.
Well, wait, one more. Remember when you were going to do the fair up here from the broadcasting from the fair last year?
Yeah.
And I invited Linda and Monkey over, and you go, well, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I just wanted you to know that. All right, have a beautiful day.
You too, Hound Dog.
Take care. All your listeners.
All right, you
too.
Take care. Hound Dog up in Ogama County. We do the Ogama County Fair we have for the past couple of years. And he apparently lives right down the road from the Ogama County Fair. Anyway, lines open for you, whatever you want to chat about. Back to the Super Bowl for a minute. I must confess that I was never a big football fan. And that changed somewhere in the probably 80s, 90s, living here in Saginaw, and being an outsider coming in from New York. The Detroit Lions were never on my radar for anything. And then I started to watch Lions games and enjoyed them, even when they were losing. It was just, you cheer on the local team, I've mentioned that Kansas City and the Eagles have always been my two favorites. But as a homeboy now, I want to see the Lions do well. I want to see the Lions make the playoffs so I can cheer on the Lions. I hope they're moving in that direction. I think they were this year.
hats off to Dan Campbell. I think he's a great coach. The front office has improved the Lions' position in the world of football. So we'll hope for the best. Matt is in Millington. Matt, good morning to you.
Oh, hi, Art.
Hi there.
I just wanted to talk about Camp Grayling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a family cottage that's been up there since 1938. And there was a previous caller I was talking about PFAS.
Yep, PFAS, yeah.
He was correct about that. Because Lake Marguerite, that is just into Camp Grayling.
Okay.
It is basically a red like Van Anten Lake on Westmouth Air Force Base in North Dakota.
Right.
So I just
so there is
about that.
What you're saying is there is PFAS on Camp Grayling in the property. Is that right?
Oh, correct. It's been there for years, and I think actually the Grayling Public Works or something like that. There's actually, I think there's a state map showing all the PFAS that are it'd be red, meaning it's not good. And there's a state campground there on Lake Marguerite that there actually are signs on the beach saying basically swim at your own risk. They're not saying that, but
basically that's what they're telling you, right?
What's that?
That's what they're telling you anyway.
Oh, yeah, that sign at the campground's been there for probably 5 to 10 years. And our cottage, going with the other guy that called about the expansion of it, would be on the river going towards Kalkaska, but I think the majority of the property that they want would be south going towards Houghton Lake on the 127 corridor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the PFAS map right now, and that particular area is red.
Correct.
Which is, let's see, parts per trillion, I think it is, or something like that. It's 20 to 40.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's a lot. No doubt about it.
Oh, definitely. I just wanted to call and share with our previous caller and saying it's true because I 1938.
Needs to be addressed. Needs to be addressed.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And I love the military. I'm a disabled vet. We love the military. There's a lot of organizations up there that love it, but it's like Camp Grayling is the biggest National Guard.
Yep.
In the whole United States.
Yeah.
And every summer when we're up there and stuff, we'll be eating breakfast or something, and we see people from, Europe and other countries and other states, which is awesome. But the PFAS is the big thing because I'm a big trout fisherman on the Manistee and the Asabo. Yeah. And the Trout Unlimited is involved in all this stuff, too. So I just want to let everyone
they need to take care of that. All right, good enough.
Oh, most definitely.
Appreciate your call. Thanks.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I'm going to say, go with your heart. I'll say Eagles by 7 in the Super.
Okay, good. That's good. Eagles by 7, he says. Very good.
All right, thanks, Art.
Thanks, Matt. Bye-bye
Yep,
now.
bye.
We'll take a break and come back with more lines open for you.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
Can you predict the future? I can't. That's why when I'm planting soybeans, I treat with Heads Up seed treatment. With more than 15 years of research, Heads Up offers proven protection against both white mold and sudden death syndrome. So no matter what the year throws at you, you've already taken that first step to be prepared. Don't let your beans suffer from disease when they're just starting to look their best. Tell your seed dealer you need Heads Up seed treatment. Learn more at headsupst.com.
We've got advanced president waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix, 120 milligram prescription
adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact, Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. With weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates. Other companies might deliver a lot of hay. ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the middle.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. I was just looking at some notes on the upcoming Super Bowl. But the interesting one, the one I want to watch actually happens on my birthday. The Pro Bowl flag football game at 3 o'clock. It's going to be on ABC and ESPN. But the thing I want to see the most is the two coaches. Yes, indeed. Peyton and Eli Manning will face off against each other as the coaches. They have become the darlings of football promotion and commercials and announcing. They were doing their own commentary on a lot of the games live on ESPN during the season. And they are a couple of characters. I mean, it really... I really like them because they're just, that's the way they are. And they really entertain. For a couple of guys that are football wonks, you know, both great quarterbacks in their day. It's funny to
to see them together and what they do. And then, of course, February 12th, the week after the Pro Bowl flag football game, is the Super Bowl in Arizona. So let's go to the phones. Mark is in Glenny. Mark, good morning. Mark, are you there? Hello? Oh, Paul first in Saginaw. I'm sorry. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
Yeah, Art. Since you guys were talking about contamination there in the previous calls, I was reading in the newspaper here just this past week where they were talking about how does arsenic, mercury, lead, cadmium all get in the baby food. And the answer is the runoff from all these fertilizers and pesticides gets into the groundwater, and then the groundwater with these chemicals is absorbed by the plant, the fruit and vegetable plants. Those chemicals get into the fruit and vegetables, and that's how it gets in the baby food. With all those chemicals.
Yeah, but apparently there are acceptable levels and unacceptable levels.
Right.
So they've been making them for years and years and years with this stuff because their tests show acceptable levels, whatever that is. I mean, the acceptable level to me is 0, but it's also not realistic. So, I guess there has to be standards.
Right. And I guess it's a trade-off between the risk and the benefit, I guess.
Well, that's, like most things in life. There's a risk when you get in your automobile.
Absolutely.
So, all right.
Yep.
Good enough.
All right.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, later.
Yep. Bye-bye now.
Okay, bye.
And now I think we can go to Mark in Glenny. Mark, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Hey, over a couple of days ago, there was 5 police officers, former police officers, that had a badge that are locked up in jail. Where I see as thugs beat up and killed a innocent driver who they say was speeding. And all you hear on the news is retraining and retraining. What I saw on TV was nothing that was in some sort of handbook training on how to treat an individual.
They were properly trained. They didn't follow their training.
Well, kicking somebody in the head, it has no training. That's
it.
Me,
yeah,
just being a thug.
Yeah, well, they're taught not to do that. I mean, they're taught proper ways to restrain someone. That's not one of them. Their emotions got in the way of reality.
Well, I'd like to see body cams from other incidents where they were in, all 5 of those guys, just to see if there's a pattern there, because that to me is a culture that was created. And they had their cameras on, and they didn't see any issue with having the cameras on. And to me, that seems like they've gotten away with something like that before, having the body cameras.
I don't know. Most of that will probably come out in trial. Their histories will be looked at. So
it just doesn't look good for the police department. And
you know what? Though, because here's the thing. And we've had over the years, particularly since the George Floyd incident, a number of police brutality cases come to the forefront. They represent an infinitesimally small number of officers who put on their badge and their vests and their equipment every day and go out and protect you and me, and they do it in the proper way. And they are to be heralded. They are to be congratulated because it's a tough job. It's not a job I wanted. My father tried to get me to go into federal law enforcement. I said, no, thanks. And these people put their lives at risk for you and me every day. Every barrel has bad apples. And the faster we get them to the surface, the faster they're held accountable, the better it is for everybody.
So this was a certain separate task force, though. This wasn't your regular police
It doesn't matter.
officer.
There's still no. The task force is made up of regular police officers who get assigned to that task force. They still have to go through all the police training. They don't get exemption because they're on some special task force. That just means they have focused investigation when they're on a task force. So you think that task force is now disbanded.
Right, but did you think that those 5 guys that were spontaneous? That's something that they've never done before in their past. And
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. And how can I judge them without knowing that? I can only judge them when I saw on that video, and that's the thing I want fixed. I don't know what they did in the past.
And I would hope they would look into that.
Well,
and
they will at trial
EMTs,
probably. Because I'm sure
and then for the EMTs, I'd like to see train. That's where training needs to be done, is right there.
So, well, they should have stepped forward and provided aid. But also realize if you're on the scene and there are 5 police officers and they're in the way telling you what to do, you might not be so eager to rush in. That'd be unfortunate.
Yeah,
but, you know.
I hear you on that.
All right, got to run.
Take care.
Take care. We'll be back with more. We'll get to Russ when we return.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalize this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is saving. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Just happy to be here. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with AutoPay and Exxon Credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and includes 0.5% auto-pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
You know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So with your search results, call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
News coverage.
Michigan, the state of our state, is strong. States with extreme laws are losing talent. Biggest business.
Very partisan, very divided.
News.
Classified documents.
Vice President Pence. There's no there.
News.
Another mass shooting in California.
Over the debt ceiling.
Approaching a default. The death of Tyree Nichols. The actions of these officers.
GDP beat estimates.
News coverage.
To the 95th Oscars. Here are the nominees.
On WSGW.
All right. We talk about PFAS. We'll get to Russ. Hang on. We'll get right with you here. But the Attorney General Nessel, is going to hold a virtual news conference announcing the settlement of the first PFAS case as a part of the 2020 PFAS litigation project. Don't know what it is yet, but at 1 o'clock today, she's going to make an announcement. Funny, we were just talking about PFASs and PFAS litigation. All right, let's say good morning to Russ in Bay City. Russ, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. We've been file police brutality cases now for over 30 years. And in all that time, there's only been one chief of police held responsible, and that was Daryl Gates, who was the chief of police of LA when Rodney King was beat. And I just wonder why that is. I mean, you look at this case down here in Memphis.
I can give you a good idea.
Down here in Memphis, tell me how a police chief had 5 brutal police officers on her police department, and not only was she unaware of how brutal they were, and don't tell me this was the first, because
you have no idea if it was or it wasn't. Russ, you have no idea whether it was the first or multiple times. You have no idea whatsoever. That's a guess.
Well, anyway, and not only that, they were part of an elite unit. They weren't just regular cops or patrol cops.
To answer your question, and if you talk to most police chiefs, if you look at their training programs, none of them teach officers to be that bad. They all have good training programs, and for all you know and for all I know, this could have been their first time doing this kind of thing.
Well, I mean, that's like, the cop catches a robber. Oh, it's my first time. Oh. Well, when you get caught, very rare is it your first time doing it. You usually get away with it at least a few times.
All right, well, then you should be a police officer. You have the answers. I don't have those answers.
I don't have the answers, but I'm just wondering why we've only held one chief responsible after all these incidences. I mean, there's been a bunch.
You'd have to ask the people of the community that chief is in why they didn't demand something else.
And it just seems to me that if there's something wrong with the police, that's a top-down leadership. That's not a bottom-up leadership. And if you got problems in your police department, it's the chief of police's fault. It's their responsibility.
Right.
That's why they have that job.
All right, good enough. I got to go. I'm out of time. We'll talk again about it, though. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
Why do I like to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Endless opportunities, fun work environment, flexible schedules. Alpha Media Saginaw is expanding their marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We offer flexible schedules, full benefits, and paid holidays. If you have a passion for sales and love building relationships in the community, contact General Sales Manager Carrie Gustafson at 989-752-3456 or apply online at alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO employer. I love working on my cars, but I wish I had more space for my shop.
Give General Steel a call. In business for over 30 years and with over 5,000 General Steel can help with projects ranging from RV storage and garages to churches, workshops, and even major construction for Fortune 500 companies. And all General Steel custom buildings are backed by our 50-year warranty.
But that's got to cost a fortune.
Actually, General Steel buildings are more affordable than other building options. And thanks to our highly efficient construction, you can go from dreaming it to enjoying it in no time.
I need to give the General a call. How do I get more information?
Call 866-96-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out what General Steel can do for your home or business. That's 866-96-STEEL. Our team will answer your questions and offer you a customized quote. Just call 866-967-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and modeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
All right, that does it for the Art Lewis Show for this Monday morning as we begin a brand new week. Coming up on Focus, we're going to focus on the SVRC Marketplace in downtown Saginaw. Before that, news from CBS, bringing you up to date on what's happening in the world, and then we'll have the local report for you. We'll be back to talk to you right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
Is CBS News.
I'm Steve Kafin, the attorney for Tyree Nichols. A beating days before his death. 5 former Memphis officers face murder charges so far. Other officials were seen on police video that was released. Attorney Ben Crump on CBS Mornings.
It is not the race of the police officer that is the determining factor of whether they're going to engage in the use of excessive force. It is the race of the citizen.
CBS's Nicole Killian on the call for action in Washington.
Congress faces new calls for police reform after the Memphis police. Negotiations were called off in September 2021 after New Jersey Democratic Senator Cory Booker and South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott failed to strike a bipartisan agreement. Booker is expected to introduce new legislation in the coming weeks, according to a person familiar with his plans.
In Newport News, Virginia, a school has reopened weeks after a 6-year-old student shot and wounded his teacher. CBS's Jim Crisula says there are some changes there.
Students and staff who have returned to Rich Neck Elementary School for the first time since the January 6th shooting encounter 2 new metal detection systems and security officers.
I miss my teachers and I'm excited to play with them again.
There are also new school administrators in the aftermath of a 6-year-old boy shooting his 25-year-old first-grade teacher.
Overseas, Ukraine's presidential office says Russian shelling has killed at least 5 people and wounded 13 others over the past 24 hours. A woman is among the dead in Kharkiv, the country's second-largest city. Russian and Ukrainian forces remain locked in combat in eastern Ukraine. A mosque inside a police compound in Peshawar, Pakistan, was the target of a suicide bomber. Reports now say more than 40 were killed, 150 hurt.
On the stairs when the blast happened, we managed to rescue some of the people who were wounded, but there are still bodies trapped under the debris.
The rescue effort there goes on. Most of the victims were policemen. Pakistan's government's put the country on high alert. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the Middle East, stopping in Israel, trying to tamp down a new spurt of deadly violence.
The rising tide of violence that has taken too many lives, too many Israelis, too many Palestinians. I'll make that clear throughout my time in Israel and the West Bank with everyone that I meet.
Ford is cutting prices on its Mustang Mach-E electric vehicle by as much as $6,000 just weeks after Tesla slashed prices. Checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 27 points. The NASDAQ is down 170. This is CBS News.
One size fits all.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben 6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect.
Your bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details.
I studied Spanish. Not fluent, but then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere. University studies have shown 18 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
It's 22 degrees at 11:05. I'm Denise Shannon. A 27-year-old Standish man is missing. Armani Kelly left for Detroit on January 21st to perform at Lounge 31. Saturday, Kelly's mother, Lori Kemp, says she isn't sure if her son ever made it to the performance, as she hasn't heard from him since he arrived in Detroit. She was able to track places he had visited using his vehicle's OnStar computer, which showed it was at Life Church, Huntington Apartments, and Londonderry Condos. His vehicle is now in possession of the Warren Police. Anyone with information about Kelly's whereabouts is asked to call the Warren Police or can leave an anonymous tip at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Police in Mount Pleasant are seeing a rise in juvenile crime. The Mount Pleasant Morning Sun reports that according to the most recent crime statistics, 33 juvenile incidents took place in 2022, more than doubling any of the previous 5 years. Public Safety Director Paul Loria says that violence and bullying in schools, especially in the middle school, is driving that number up. He says that locking down the COVID-19 pandemic removed structure and discipline from the lives of an entire group of students, and he fears that the consequences will stay with those kids until they graduate. Mount Pleasant Public Schools added a second school resource officer last year, as well as several extra counselors, to try and combat the problem. The Carlton Township Police Chief has passed away at the age of 64. Craig Allen Oaten was born in 1958 in Saginaw. He reportedly died at home on Saturday. Oaten attended Swan Valley High School, then attended the Delta College Police Academy. Oaten started working as a part-time officer for the Carlton Township Police Department, becoming a full-time officer in 1984, and he would go on to become the department's chief of police in 1996 and the township manager in 2006. Oaten is survived by his wife and children and his mother. Funeral services will be held at the Snow Funeral Home at 3775 North Center Road. Visitation will take place at the funeral home on Wednesday from 2 to 7:30 p.m. and Thursday from 10 a.m. until the time of the service. WSGW News Time is 11:07.
Hey everyone, Eric Crane here with Crane's L&M Appliance Center. I understand how important it is to make sure you get the best bang for your best time with our B4 tax refund sale. Take advantage of special pricing and rebates on GE, LG, and Frigidaire products. Tax refunds go further here at Crane's as we offer new, rebuilt, and scratch and dent appliances. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw and 1556 West Carroll Road in Carroll, where we want to earn your business.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
Spring
is around the corner. Have you purchased your membership to the Saginaw Children's Zoo yet? Visit thesaginawzoo.com to purchase yours today. Find us on Facebook. See you in the spring.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
The Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office is looking for the public's help today. Police are looking for a missing 15-year-old Adriana Davidson from Scioto Township. Her family says the last time they spoke with Davidson was on Friday while she was on her way to school. She never returned home from school. She was reported missing early yesterday morning. Adriana was last seen by friends around 11 a.m. outside of Pioneer High School in Ann Arbor. Anyone with information is asked to contact Washtenaw Metro Dispatch. The emergence of electric vehicles is forcing conversation to shift away from the fuel tax. The governor has said the way we fund roads now may not make sense in the coming years because electric vehicle owners don't pay fuel taxes. Bridge Michigan politics reporter Jonathan Osting says the state does have a budget surplus that could be used to fund some projects.
The state has this, roughly $9 billion, maybe more like $8 billion after this spending bill we just talked about passes. That could be, the legislature, the governor could certainly direct some of that to roads. It's one-time money, but they could do that right now and at least help things out, temporarily. And that's sort of an approach Republicans are advocating.
Osteen says conversations about road funding are just getting started. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1110. I'm Denise Shannon.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A few spotty snow showers here early today, otherwise cloudy sky conditions with temperatures holding rather steady. Winds out of the west around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies with a low around 1 above. Tuesday, partial sunshine develops, high of 17 degrees. Then by Wednesday, partly sunny skies, a high around 26. Thursday, partial sunshine develops, high of 30 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly cloudy, a high around 13. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW. Currently, it's 21.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And remember, RoofMax is the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Again, find out at GetRoofMax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. And today, returning for another visit, our friend from the SVRC Marketplace in downtown Saginaw. We said hello to Rachel this morning. Rachel, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Well, here it is on a Monday. Of course, the market's not open, but the market opens Wednesday through Saturday. So, as I always ask, what's new at the SVRC Marketplace?
So we have some new businesses that are still in the works of coming inside here, but we have had some new businesses open up, and we are just looking forward to all of the businesses that are going to be coming and opening are going to be bringing something new to the market that we don't already have. Because again, we want our location to be a one-stop destination location right here in Riverfront Saginaw and Saginaw, of course. And it's really nice that we are able to get businesses that are coming in, again, that are bringing in new things that we don't necessarily already have inside the marketplace. So we have a new food business coming in. She's going to be bringing in some soups and some Philly steak sandwiches and things like that. So that's something, yes. And then we have a coffee shop that's going to be coming in here. Again, that's something that we really would like to see here at the marketplace. Yeah. And this is going to be their second location.
Yeah, so I know who that is.
Yeah. So we're excited for them. They're going to be opening up early too. So they'll be opening up at 8 a.m. when the market opens at 10. So that way, you can get your early morning coffee, and we're going to make it very quick and easy for you to be able to come inside the marketplace, certain areas, grab your delicious coffee, and then start your day. So just a lot of really great things happening inside of the marketplace. And of course, we still have probably about 2 or 3 open spaces available. So, if you have that small business, it's a new year, don't just sit on an idea. Let us help you with the idea. Let us help you get in and get your business up and rolling.
And we talk about this all the time, but we just need to reiterate it. Someone with an idea, a small business idea, doesn't have to feel alone, like there's no way to turn and they don't know what they're doing. They can sit down with you and you can point them to all the agencies that can help them.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like I always share, Saginaw has a lot of really great opportunities and organizations that help with the startup of a small business, whether it's financially, whether it's, just marketing, whether it's just a business plan. There's so many great organizations in Saginaw that really do help. Huntington Bank is a really, really great supporter too, which is, right kitty corner from us on Washington. They have a small business program too for the financial. Usually, typically, it's the financial aspect that stops people, which again, that's what we are here for, to help with those as well. So, don't give up. It is at the very beginning, it can be daunting, and it can be, a lot of paperwork and a lot of this and a lot of that. But once you get through that process and you can start designing your space and getting, the community excited for what you have to offer. It's, getting through that process is the hardest part, but it's definitely well worth it.
And, the businesses that succeed did their work up front, didn't they? They had a business plan. They had a vision. They got all their ducks in a row and went about the business of opening a business. I have a lot of small businesses that wake up every morning knowing that, hey, I have a small business and I have to get it rolling. So, they are constantly grinding, is what I say. And I appreciate their grind, whether they're outside, shouting out to the community, hey, come see me, I'm at the SVRC Marketplace, or they're doing outside events, or, anything like that, working 7 days a week. It takes a lot of dedication to run a small business. And there's quite a few of those that have come through the marketplace and have been very successful. And again, there's some that have gone through the marketplace and realized, okay, it's just not for me. Sure.
So it's yeah.
And the thing about it too, somehow the public has this image that if you own a business, you must be rich and you don't do anything. Guess what?
Yes.
If you own a business, it is just the opposite. You work twice as hard because you're dependent on yourself.
Absolutely. You're dependent on yourself and you're dependent on the community support.
Yep.
So, staff usually typically a lot of small businesses don't have their own staff. They're the ones in the early morning and then out late at night, and then they go to bed and wake up and do it all over again. So, you have to be really passionate about it. You definitely have to be dedicated to and you're the one who ends up ultimately.
But the nice thing about the marketplace is you want to see them succeed as much as they do. So you're going to provide them with the help and direction they need.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And, just the hub itself, them being able to just come in and, we pay all their utilities and just being able to get their spots, but treating it like it's their own brick and mortar where they do have the come and go as they please type of scenario. We're not saying you can only do this, you can only do that. I mean, we truly allow them to grow and progress, and that's what we like to see at the market.
Hang on, Rachel. I'm going to take a break and we'll come back. Rachel at the SVRC Marketplace at Riverfront, Saginaw.
Hey! Hey, guys! Hey! Come check out our store! Ooh, watch this fancy footwork! Woo! Hey, come check out our store! It's really cool!
Hey, let's just say there's a better way to get noticed. Brothers Designs is your one-stop destination for all of your graphic design needs. Business logos, signage, vehicle wraps, posters, business cards, uniforms and apparel, and more. Business, let's talk. Online at brothersdesignsmi.com. Brothers Designs, get noticed.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting Last Frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. LEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling.
News coverage.
Michigan, the state of our state is strong. States with extreme laws are losing talent. Bigotry is bad for business.
Very partisan, very divided.
News.
Classified documents.
Vice President Pence.
There's no there.
News.
Another mass shooting in California.
Over the debt ceiling.
Approaching a default. The death of Tyree Nichols.
The actions of these officers.
GDP beat estimates.
News coverage.
To the 95th Oscars. Here are the nominees.
On WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we're back with you here on Focus, talking to Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace in downtown Saginaw. And as we do every time we have this conversation, we always start talking about food, but there are other businesses there to talk about, aren't there?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a variety of retail businesses. We have anywhere from clothing to jewelry to knitting. We have, handmade lotions and oils, and we even have a business who, inside of her business, Thrive Creative Innovations, allows other small businesses that are in the surrounding area to bring in their items and sell their items, which I think is a really cool concept because not every, there's so many creative individuals out there and they just maybe have a full-time job, and the full-time job is what, keeps their family afloat. And so she gives that individual the opportunity to sell items in her space too. So, we have a really great variety. I do, we have flowers, you literally could up flowers for Valentine's Day is coming, especially if somebody grabs some desserts, grab some takeout, grab some matching clothing, make some jewelry. We just have such a great variety. I'm really proud to see and say that our small businesses in the marketplace is truly a one-stop destination.
So how about events? Have any coming up?
We do, yeah. So we actually are going to be hosting the actual Saginaw Beer Fest this year, which is going to be February 11th. And we worked with Tony Rivette. He's absolutely great, and he's always been the one to put the Saginaw Beer Fest on. And then, of course, with COVID, that slowed down quite a bit. So he is bringing it back. He's had much success with this, and it's a fundraising event. And the fundraising event is going to be supporting the Veterans Food Pantry, Yo and Yo, and then it's also going to be supporting My Voice, My Choice, which is something that SVRC is a program that we're really looking forward to that. We've got lots of really great breweries. You can click on our event page for more details. But we have Grand Traverse Distillery is coming. We have Mountaintop Brewery coming. We have local ones like Oracle Brewing. We have well over 40 breweries that are going to be here. It's $20 per ticket. Or $20 to get in. You get 6 drink tickets, and then you get a souvenir pint glass. So it's going to be a really great time, and it's for such a great cause. And then we also have February 17th, we have our Kids and Kisses events. We have this is going to be our 4th year having that. It's a great family event. More details to come with that. You can click on our events page for that as well. We'll have pizza from the boardroom. We'll have Ryan Russo will be our DJ. He does such a phenomenal job for us. We're going to have a 360 photo booth, and your ticket's going to include all of that at no extra fee. So we're looking forward to our February events.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it's going to be a busy place. So let's remind everybody again of the hours you keep.
So we are open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
And if they want information on becoming a business at SVRC Marketplace, how do they get a hold of you?
So they can actually reach out to my marketplace liaison. I do have a helper. She's amazing, and her name is Jill. And so you can email her at Kolka, Kolka, at SVRCindustries.com, and she would be able to help you, and we would sit down and meet with you and get you the direction you need to go into.
Typically, for someone new to business, Rachel, someone who's brand new to business, they come in, they need to develop a business plan, they need to get their financing in order, they need to do all of those things. From start to finish, roughly how long does it take to get them open?
That's a great question, and it really, really depends on the person. But if you are gung-ho on getting it completed, and if you know this is what you want, then you can easily become a small business within 30 to 60 days here at the marketplace. And, there's CMURC who's located. Well, they're an accelerated business program. Mm-hmm. So, they can help take something that could, take a year, and they can make your business happen within just a few months. So, again, there's so many great organizations here in Saginaw that can help you do that. You just have to have the dedication to it. And, of course, we can guide you in the direction you need to go to.
And what's the website for your for the marketplace?
It's SVRCmarketplace.com, and it directs you directly to the marketplace, yes.
All right. We'll talk to you again. Have yourself a great day, okay. Rachel.
Thank you, Art. Have a great week.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Rachel at the SVRC Marketplace in downtown Saginaw. Back to close out after these notes.
This season, get medieval on Rhizoctonia with the powerful protection of Excalia fungicide from Valent USA. Here to shield your sugar beets from the treachery of Rhizoctonia, Excalia delivers excellent staying power, keeping your sugar beets from being conquered. Stay one step ahead of Rhizoctonia.